Hey everybody, Wisdom here. It is about 11:50 p.m. Monday night. I believe it's September 15th. Don't hold me to that. Metallic Green Shroomboom has been available for a while now. Pretty much everyone was able to buy them from Toys R Us that had them out ahead of time, even though they claimed it was dated. I had a horrible experience, in part strictly due to the manager. At a Toys R Us. It's not my local one. It's the next closest one, and I happened to be in the area, swung by, and they had tons of them on the shelf. Tried to get two of them. There was the buy one, get one 40% going on. Kid couldn't ring it up at the register. He was really nice about it. We probably got someone like 17, 18 years old. And he felt really bad. He asked the manager, who was at the next register, what to do, and she was the farthest thing I could imagine from being at a Toys R Us. Now, it's usually the employees that'll be kind of rude in situations like that. He handled it extremely well. You would have thought that their roles were reversed. You would have assumed that the high school kid was the manager that was well-versed, that had been in this situation before, knew how to handle it, and the evil, trying to think of a appropriate word I can say, I don't know, we'll just stick with evil, chaos-like woman at the register, just really kind of made a bad experience. As such, I mean, my local store is fine. You know, I do like the legendaries. Their stock is good, but when possible, I'm going to be skipping out on Toys R Us this year. I'll go elsewhere. I've got friends at GameStop. Pretty much everywhere is cheaper than Toys R Us as well. But the good news is I was able to get the same Metallic Green Shroomboom this weekend. Complete this one has. Let me try to keep the camera here for you. Just so you know I'm not fabricating this. Here is the Metallic Green Shroomboom. Didn't get to pick him out. They had him at the register. It was that free promotion deal through Instagram. And he looks a lot more yellowy green than Metallic Green Gilgrunt, who I have sitting over there as well. But interestingly enough, me and my nephew are the reason for that Sharpie. That is nothing I would do, the sacrilegious act of blacking that out. I assume they did that and then they pulled them, so if they restock them again, yada yada, they, you know something's up. Anyway, the main draw, I'm not even that excited about that because of that. That really ruined that entire character for me. And the good thing is, I know it's a Giants character coming out, but they fixed him in Swap Force. In Giants, you couldn't use, what was it? His defensive path, kind of like Zuka. That's the one I picked with one of them. Light Core Standard. Thought it would be the better path, and the shield self-destructed, and when it shouldn't have. And then in Swap Force, that was fixed. That's why I'm actually excited about him coming back in Series 2 form. Nonetheless, the thing I was the most happy about coming away from Toys R Us that day with wasn't a free Metallic Green Shroomboom. Again, I base that on the bad experience, but rather this poster. We've seen this. I posted it up. I was one of the first to have it on my site. The thing is, I didn't ever really get to go over it with you. It's weird to do that on a computer to me. I figured I'd have to wait for the game, and yet now I don't. So there are a couple of question marks, literally question marks, not me questioning things, but question marks. You can see sets of them there. Obviously, villains. I'm wondering up top maybe if it's like legendaries or nitros. Maybe it's something more special than that. I don't know. The three that you're going to see here, though, they're the Frito-Lay promotional characters, so we know what they look like. I'll cover them when we get there, but get ready. We're going to take a close look at this for you. I'm not at the pool table because this doesn't really fit there at the current point in time. Alright, I'm going to try to figure this out. I think I can just tweak it as we go. Starting, we'll just go left to right, top to bottom. Magic Element Trap Masters. We're going to have Blastermind. He looks very much like Chaos when you actually look at the face. And then Enigma, perhaps one of the most aesthetically interesting characters I've seen in the franchise. Series 3, Pop Fizz, very popular. He's back with Fizzy Frenzy Pop Fizz. I've called this one for a long time. He's needed a beast mode repose, and I'm glad that he got one. The two new Landers, you'll see this same format here. Basically, 2 Trap Masters, a returning character, 2 new Landers, and then the 2 minis. Both of the magic ones pretty interesting, Deja Vu, and then of course I'm actually more interested in Cobra Kadabra. I just think that looks very promising. The two minis, Mini Genie, nothing new there, but Spry. Everyone seems to be a fan of the big puppy dog eyes, and of course it's Spyro. So we've got that. Now, Water Element, Snapshot, and Lobstar. Coming up next, we have Tidal Wave Gilgrunt. He's essentially the only Series 4. Unless they've got deep, dark secrets they're not telling us, that's it. No one else. Stealth Elf, Eruptor, Spyro, they're back as minis, but they're not like in a Series 4 form. His pose is pretty cool, but I'm not sure how I feel about that, and maybe like not having a Series 3 Slam Bam, but that's another story another day. Echo, very reminiscent to me of Punk Shock crossed with Zap, so we'll see how that goes off. Reminds me of Echo the Dolphin as well. This right here, it's the dolphin that has like the nautical looking steering wheel and the sword, I believe. Frito-Lay character. Thumpling and Gilgrunt, cute, but really nothing to get too excited about because most of us have them. Coming over here, Fire Element. We've got Wildfire and Kaboom. These guys are wild cards. They don't strike my fancy very well, but I think they could actually be fun to play as. Coming back from Swap Force, it's Hog Wild Frino. Very fitting repose for him. Fire Element Newlanders, Torch, and Trailblazer. Torch very similar to kind of like Smolder Dash, I feel. Maybe mixed in with a little Sprocket. Trailblazer, we haven't had a horse, so that's going to be pretty fun to see how that one pans out. Two new Fire Element minis here. We haven't seen these before. It's amazing Eruptor hasn't had a mini, but Small Fry, small version of Frino, and then of course Weeruptor. Small Fry is great, but I just wish that we didn't have the duplication here. You know, I wish that this was a different Fire Element character here. Maybe, I don't know, Series 2 Smolder Dash or Series 3 Flame Slinger, and then Small Fry fits there. If I had to pick between Hog Wild Frino and Small Fry, I'd take Small Fry. I think it's in part because of the name. Anyway, Life Element. Things are looking pretty good for the Life Element this time around. Trap Masters, that's right on the crease, so the glare is harder to deal with. Tough Luck, looks like sort of a Kali-esque Mabu cat-like creature. And Bushwhack, similar appearance. Sure Shot Shroomboom, I'm actually excited about this. As I mentioned, he down that path. It's Paramushroom Promotion or Barrier Boost. One of those two, I think, is a path name. He's a very good character, and I think he's underrated because of him not working correctly in Giants. Food Fight, he still remains one of my most anticipated. Life Element, this is the guy that actually I think is the Frito-Lay one that kind of looks like a dragonfly, hornet type thing. High Five, I think people have called him. Whisper Elf and Barkley, nothing to get excited about too much, just because most of us have them. Air Elements, this is very good stuff. Again, I'm going to have some special videos covering this in more detail. Gusto and Thunderbolt. Series 3, pretty cool stuff. Pop Fizz and Jet Vac making the rounds here. Full Blast Jet Vac, he gets a recolor and a repose. Air Element Newlanders, Fling Kong and Blades. And then, of course, right here, two new Air Element minis, Pet Vac and Breeze. Of course, Pet Vac ties in with Jet Vac. I'd really like to have seen something different, but I am a huge Jet Vac fan, so I'll let it slide a little bit more than Frino. Plus Breeze, there's a lot of Whirlwind, a lot of Dragon fans out there, so it makes sense. Coming up top, we have Jawbreaker and Gearshift, Tech Element Trap Masters, two new Tech Element Newlanders, Treadhead and Chopper. Coming up next, Trigger Snappy, kind of a rehash there, and then Drobit, people very excited about him. Down here, Earth Element Trap Masters, Wallop and Head Rush. The two new Newlanders are going to be Rocky Roll and Fist Bump. Now note, I could never see this until I got the poster in real life, but the boulder he's on actually has a face. That was a very, very cool touch in my opinion. He looks like a little Golem Miner guy. I'm very excited about him. Then we've got Terabyte and Bop. Terabyte, big fan of Terrafin. Already have his mini. And then, of course, Bop kind of ties in with the puppy dog eyes with Spyro. I think people like that. Undead Element. We have got Crypt King and Shortcut. That is quite the pair there. Newlanders, we've got Funny Bone and then the Batty Chick. I say that because she's got like the staff with bats flying around. She's a Frito-Lay name character. Minis, Hijinks, and Eye Small. Hijinks is going to be cool. She's just kind of like a cute stealth elf, but probably more anticipated, again, because Whisper Elf and Stealth Elf already have a mini. So, coming over here, Dark Legendary Nitro. I have no idea. Who knows? 4 question marks there. Obviously, that's going to be character and name, etc. So, take that for what it's worth. Now, coming down here, you got the Trap Team logo. I'll just go through these as quick as I can for you, with trying to keep this in place. Magic Element villains, we've got Rage Mage, Bombshell, and Pinata. Up next in Tech, we have got Scrap Shooter, Grenade, and then Smokescreen. That's kind of an interesting play on words there. Down here in the Earth degree, we've got, Tussle Sprout, Grave Clobber, and Chomp Chest. I'm having a hard time dealing with glare and shadows now. Undead, Bone Chompy, Hoodsickle, Maskermind. Air, we've got Bad Juju, Buzzerbeak, and Krankenstein. Then in Tech, we have... Did I say Tech earlier? I should have said Fire. For some reason, I will think of Grenade and Fire. And Scrap Shooter, too. Anyway, before we get sidetracked, Bruiser Cruiser, Shredknot, and Brawlrus. Also Mad Lobs and Trolling Thunder. Some great names there. Coming over, we've got Life Chompy. Interesting to see how that pans out, actually. Shield Shredder, Broccoli Guy, Sheep Creep, and Cuckoo Clocker. Then in the water element, we've got Chillbill, Slobber Trap. He seems more earth to me. That's something that bothered me. Brawlin' Shane. What does that say? Threat Pack, Crosscrow. Then we've got 3 and 3 here. I'll give you breakdowns on these elementally, and you can make speculation. I don't know if these are the Doom Raiders here or what exactly, but we have, of course, Chaos. The Chompy Mage, not the Sheep Mage, but the Chompy Mage. Think Skylanders Giants there. Chef Pepperjack from the Fire Element. Air Element, Dreamcatcher. You can listen to her music on the Amazon soundtrack preview. Dr. Crankcase. Mini rumor he might be tied in with Spy Rise from the Tech Element. Of course, my personal favorite villain, and someone that I probably will wind up wishing was a playable character without a timer, Wolfgang from the Undead Element. Then we've got the Golden Queen from the Earth Element, and of course everyone's familiar with Gulper now from the Water Element. Then of course 2 mystery boxes there. So we've got 4 boxes up here. Not quite sure if those are in-game variants, special stuff, something we don't know about. Who knows? There's not 8, so I don't think it's Eon's Elite. We don't know at this point in time. Coming down, same thing here. Maybe the Doom Raider category, maybe specials, alter egos. Maybe it's a Nightmare Mode finale. Who knows at this point in time? And then, of course, here with the 6 villains. However, something we don't have online with this is the backside. As you know, I'm a stickler for details. So, we'll just real quickly cover this. Bring the Skylanders to life. Looks like Snapshot's going to be our featured character for that this year. 2 ways to play. That is, of course, trap and play as villains. Chaos, fittingly enough, being shown brought into his own personalized trap. You can expand your gameplay experience with the Nightmare Express Adventure Pack. It also has a legendary version. You can see it right there. You get Blades, the Nightmare Express, the Piggy Bank, and I think the Hand of Fate. If I remember correctly, it might be Doom. I'm not going to look at it right now. I've done a video on that. You can play. All Skylanders can trap. That's a nice shot of Chaos and the Chompy Mage. October 5th here in the U.S. Trapmaster Skylanders, they're showing off Blastermind, Gearshift, Wildfire, and Crypt King. Trapmaster Skylanders are the ultimate trappers with powerful Traptanium weapons. Skylanders, as you can see here, Series 2 is Trigger Happy, Series 3 is Eruptor, Series 4 is actually Gilgrunt. I guess since he's the only one right now. So that's interesting, but I'm referring, of course, to the little icons there. So he's getting some more love if you're a Gilgrunt fan. The new Series 2, Series 3, and Series 4 Skylanders all have unique abilities and special powers. They should have jump slam attacks. Nobody's mentioning those anymore. Rocky Roll Showcase for New Landers. Sure Shot Shroomboom for Series 2. Full Blast Jet Vac for Series 3. Tidal Wave Gilgrunt for Series 4. Mini Skylanders, they're using Pet Vac for that logo, which I think is cool. The Mini Skylanders may look small, but they are packed with power. showcased, we have Drobit, Weeruptor, Barkley, and Spry. And then the traps. Defeat and capture villains in the traps, and then use the villains to fight for you. We've kind of got like the Fire Scepter, the Water, what is that? Hammer, I can't really tell. Tech, whatever that is, magic, whatever that is. It's really hard for me to see through the camera. Life, Tiki Torch, who knows. I asked for names on these, and people just seem to act like they don't have names and it's irrelevant. I don't know. I think they should all be named. There's Jughead, the Skull, the Hammer, things of that nature. I wish they had definitive names, and they very well may. Interesting stuff down here. Wildfire and Deja Vu. Again, she was just totally teased at D3. A lot of people assumed she would be a Trap Master based on the what was perceived to be Traptanium staff she was holding. Now, I'm a stickler for details. I save the best for last, in my opinion, which is actually not the starter pack, although that's what it looks like. We've known that for a while. Here's a look at the packaging. Some of you haven't seen this stuff yet. Right there, you get a look at a triple pack. It is Blades. Is that Trailblazer? No. Again, let me hold you down here, and I'm going to come over the top if possible. So we've got Blades, Torch, and Tidal Wave Gilgrunt, so we know that should be a triple pack unless they're just being really mean and giving us that impression. And then right there, Blades, Nightmare Express, the Piggy Bank, and the Hand of Fate. That will have a legendary alternative. Toys R Us, you can pre-order those now. And then right here, though, single pack for the Trap Master. Check that out. That's Wildfire. They've changed the edges. Looks very nice, kind of mimics the traps. Tidal Wave Gilgrunt shown off in a single pack form. Then we've got Chopper in the Tech Element. And then right there, it's a double pack of the minis. That being, of course, the Magic Element duo of Spry and Mini Genie. And then, of course, right there, we've got the Trap. That one is, of course, the Chaos Trap. I don't think we'll see that one at retail for a while. Why? Because they want you to pick up the Dark Starter Pack. I could be wrong. It's probably, I would think, would be out in time for Christmas. But who knows at this point in time. Now, light cores aren't showcased here. They haven't been mentioned. I don't know. Sometime I'm going to make a standalone video real soon on my light core sermon, give you my thoughts on that. If you don't know already, you should if you watch the playthroughs and everything. But that's that. This is kind of a detailed look for you. Again, I can't really do this on the computer. If I zoom in on the computer, it's really grainy. Whereas if I want to zoom in on Bad Juju, we can get a decent look. There's some glare and everything, but it's way better than me trying to do this from a JPEG or PNG or whatever it may be. So that is it. This is the Skylanders Trap Team poster. You can get this at Toys R Us. Now the question I have is, when the game comes out, will we get the same poster in our starter pack with the question marks, and you just place your stickers down over them perhaps? Or will it be filled in? I'm thinking it's going to be filled in. I guess they're kind of holding out on these. That said, if these aren't launch characters, who knows? Maybe they will give us kind of an incomplete poster. That will make collectors very angry, though. I'm sure they probably thought of that. But again, this is everything. Biggest questions I've had like the last month hasn't necessarily been like my buying plans or anything, or swap force this or that. It's been, what do you think of this? Who are you most excited for? What do you think's the neatest feature? Tell me what undead character you like the best. Do you like water or fire better this time? Everything along those lines. And so what I've done last night, early this morning, I guess now it's the other night, it's after midnight now, but 5 a.m. Yesterday, I came in here and I ranked everything. And so I'm going to go through here. I'm going to tell you how I feel about these characters, who I'm looking the most forward to, and I'll try to do it maybe one at a time, elementally, and then kind of a grand finale where we rank them overall. And this will be based just on anticipation, not based on anything else. Obviously, after I play the characters, I may change my mind completely, but I like to go without knowing anything. All the characters, not all of them, but the majority of them now that we haven't seen anything on, say Shortcuts, Rocky Roll, Deja Vu, all those types. As of today, the Skylanders website's updated. You can go in, you can watch previews on them, see pictures, get their slogans. I'm working on a project on my super secret project where I'm kind of documenting all that. However, I am not watching the videos at this point in time, since there was nothing sent to me to actually release to you. I don't want to know about the characters. I'm content knowing who they are and what they look like with their gameplay. I like to keep that stuff neat. I want to be excited and surprised when I first sit down, play the game, and put Echo and Trailblazer on the Portal of Power. I want it to be new to me. I don't want to have sat there and watched all the little introductory clips and know what their upgrades and WoW pals and everything look like. I want to just put them on, not know anything, and have fun learning about it. That to me is pretty much the best part of the game. And then of course, playing them box stock, upgrading them, and going through and then beating everything, it just kind of gives you a greater appreciation for what's at stake here. But I won't ramble on that too much. This covers everything for you. Let me know what you liked here, who you're looking forward to, what characters you like. If you don't know, again, you can probably pick this poster up at Toys R Us. It was free, or at least we walked out and didn't set off the security deal with it. Other retailers may have it too, but let me know your thoughts on it. Again, stay tuned. I'm going to do some cool stuff to kind of cover everyone's what are your thoughts on this questions that I've been getting here lately. So stay tuned for that. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. If you are not subscribed, do that now. You will not regret it. Tons of cool stuff is coming your way, both from Swap Force and Trap Team. So stay tuned for that. We will catch you back here next time, and until then, get ready for Trap Team.